Now, in a heated debate between leaders of opposition People's Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism (Pdois) and Citizens Alliance political parties on Wednesday, the two sides considered unity as the only way forward for the Gambia. They identified poverty and ignorance as common enemies and that the unity must be in place to prevent the country from sinking. Details of that in this report by Binta Jallo.
The debate between Halifa Saleh of the Pdois and Ismaila Ceesay of the Citizen Alliance to some extent served as a turning point that the December presidential election will be based off public scrutiny. The two presidential hopefuls locked horns in assessment of the coalition 2016 that ousted ex-President Jammeh in a peaceful process under the leadership of current President Adama Barrow. While Dr. Ceesay challenged coalition leaders to accept failure, Honorable Saleh defended the 2016 political convergence as success that paved way for a new beginning for the country. Halifa Saleh conceded what had been achieved by a first phase of the transition, arguing that the next phase should be to unite against poverty, ignorance, and justice.
Are we going to continue to clap for politicians because of words? Or are we going to listen very carefully, thoughtfully, to gather ideas that will enable us to make informed choice? What is the purpose of this discourse? It is to help each of us to take ownership of our minds, to know that we are sovereign, to know that we own this country. And because we are sovereign, we are the decision makers. And therefore, this country will sink if we don't think and take the right decisions. It will float if we think and make the right decisions. This is the starting point of the battle of ideas.
The National Assembly member for Serekunda considered the debate the starting point of the battle of ideas and not the battle of individuals.
It must not be seen as battle of individuals. Ideas can be exchanged. I heard Dr. Ceesay mention sovereign national wealth. I believe that is what they also wish to rely on to fight poverty. I don't see how we can fight poverty in any other way through loans, grants, and taxes. We must harness our sovereign national wealth that belongs to all the people. The question is, how are we going to distribute it to be able to eradicate poverty? The debate will continue on that score.
The leader of Citizen Alliance, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, on the other hand, is of the belief that the people of his country have suffered for far too long for the status quo to remain the same. Since the attainment of independence from the British colonial rule in 1965, he said they have not been able to build a country where every Gambian citizen will live a dignified life.
We have not been able to build a country where every Gambian citizen will live a dignified life. We are not able to feed our people. We are not able to care our people when they are sick. We are not able to give our children quality, relevant education where they can have mastery and compete in the global stage. We are not even able to give our people clean water, let alone clean or cheap electricity. We're not able to build good roads. We've not done anything for ourselves. The time has come for us to change and transform this country.
Dr. Ceesay agreed on the need for unity on basis that citizens are not necessarily enemies of one another.
I agree with Honorable that we need to unite. The Mandinka is not the enemy of the Wolof. The Fula is not the enemy of the Jola. Dor is not the enemy of CA. UDP is not the enemy of NPP. The Christian is not the enemy of the Muslim. We have a common enemy, all of us. Whether you are Doi, whether you are CA, whether you are Manjago or Mandinka, whether you are a Christian or Muslim, whether you are a nationalist, a communist, whether you are a monarchist, we all have a common enemy in this country. We've not been able to fight and win against this common enemy because we've not been united. And our differences have always been out there. What is that common enemy? Poverty, disease, bad roads, lack of education. And until we unite, this enemy will stay and it will defeat us.
The Gambia is undoubtedly known for its maintenance of peace and security, despite the individual differences, particularly on political lines. However, the current political climate is considered as a fresh start that needs to be guarded and governed with caution. For iAfrican News, Binta Jallow.